Welcome back, everyone. Today I was just scrolling through the social media pages and I came across a group of people on the pages shouting, "Justice for Karmelo! Justice for Karmelo! Justice for Karmelo!" Then I said, what's really happening? So let's just get into this clip so that we can get a glimpse of why Karmelo Anthony really needs justice. Let's get into the clips. I'll be back with more commentaries. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we love justice for Karmelo. Justice for Karmelo. We got this. We got this. We are retaining this.
Back off.
Do you want to say racist? Bias. Prejudice. Racist. Bias. Prejudice. Just like Karmelo was doing. I'm glad you just said that. That's what Karmelo was doing. Protecting his.
So, as you can see in that clip that we just showed, that is the community's response to Karmelo Anthony's trial verdict.
Hey guys, watch this.
What do you want us to do at this point? What? I'm lost for words. I don't know what to do. I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more.
Okay, ma'am, I've got you on this one. How about you tell them to behave in school and pay attention? Tell them to get all the knowledge they can and make great grades. Tell them to be respectful to adults and come tell you and their dad if they think an adult has been disrespectful or unfair towards them and let you make the call on that. How about you tell them to keep their pants up on their waist, not down on their backsides? And tell them if you get her pregnant, get a job, then get her a ring, then get a house, and then make it a home. Tell them to respect the law and those who uphold it. And if you are accosted by law enforcement, obey their orders and call you at the first chance they have if need be. And if it's just a traffic ticket, take it and say thank you, officer, and drive away in peace. Because fighting a traffic stop is for court, not the side of the road. Tell them that Jesus Christ is the way and the truth. And if they will follow him, all will be well. Now, I believe if you tell them all these things, there will be no need to tell them not to take a knife to a track meet and stab a fellow high school runner to death. So, yeah, tell them those things. You'll be amazed at how well things turn out.
And the only reason these white people are so upset and Austin's father is online popping shit is because Austin didn't get a chance to kill Karmelo first. Yeah, that's why they're upset. I'm telling you what I know. That's why they're mad. That's why they're outraged right now. Yeah. You seen that picture of them white boys carrying them guns, toting them guns? Yeah. Yeah. He trained them how to shoot. Them boys hunt for fun. They're bloodthirsty. That's why they're upset. This is a scoreboard type of situation. They don't give a fuck. They want to send a message. You don't have the right to take out one of ours. You don't get to defend yourself against one of ours. That's why they're upset. This is what it boils down to. They don't give a fuck. Listen, even if it was a white person that took out Austin, we wouldn't even seen it on the news. We wouldn't even seen it. They don't care about shit like that. They don't. White on white. Why you think when Renee Good got killed by the ICE, they don't care about that? When Kyle Rittenhouse went over there and killed them 2 people, they don't care about that. They don't give a fuck about none of that. It's if you black and defend yourself. Who the fuck do you think you are? That's when they care. That's why that boy said he think Karmelo should be hanging on a tree. Because black people don't have the right to defend themselves. That's why they're upset.
The first of what's expected to be several track and field teammates of Austin Metcalf testified as witnesses during the Karmelo Anthony murder trial. Those who were under the tent at Kirkendall Stadium on April 2, 2025, described the scene before, during, and after the fatal stabbing. A 17-year-old testified, "I remember people confronting Karmelo and saying, 'You shouldn't be here. You probably should leave our tent.' I also said you should leave." Prosecutor, "Was it aggressive?" "I don't think so. I remember it getting more aggressive. I remember Karmelo refusing to leave and Austin saying, 'You need to leave,' and Karmelo saying, 'Touch me and find out.'" That student and others say the defendant was asked to leave as many as 15 times. Prosecutors asked him, did anyone try to gang up on him? His answer, no, sir. How long did this go on? Roughly 2 minutes. Was Karmelo angry? Yes, sir. Was Austin angry? Yes, sir. Karmelo started refusing to leave. Prosecutors, who was provoking? Karmelo. Austin leans in to push him and Karmelo stabs him. Karmelo had his hands inside a backpack and we thought it was a bluff. He says he and others didn't believe Karmelo would do anything because they live in a, quote, safe community. Austin fell down the bleachers onto his back and he got up. He lifted up his shirt where his chest was all bloody and he said, I think I got stabbed. Prosecutor, did he say anything? I think he said, oh my God. Another student, Jalen Matthews, backed up the state's case when prosecutors asked him, did it look like Austin was trying to pick a fight? His answer, no, sir. Did it look like Karmelo Anthony was trying to pick a fight? Yes, sir. Did this look like self-defense to you? No, sir. Was Karmelo Anthony the aggressor? Witness, yes, sir.
The trial just came to a conclusion, and he was sentenced to 30 years with the possibility of parole. Okay, they show graphic images in the courtroom. It's a 2-inch wound in Austin Metcalf where it was such an aggressive attack that it broke ribs. It ultimately pierced the heart. Okay, so this was a brutal attack, a brutal murder for no reason, because Austin Metcalf asks Karmelo Anthony to move. They're at a track meet. He's from the rival team. They're at the home team. He comes and sits down at the home team's tent or whatever, and he's supposed to be over with the away team, all right? So that was the horrible justification. We've also got Jasmine Crockett saying that Karmelo Anthony was justified because imagine being told to go sit out in the rain.
So today we are discussing this story that continues to generate strong reactions online and across communities throughout the United States. And many Black Americans and supporters are speaking out and calling for what they believe is justice for Karmelo Anthony. The case has sparked heated conversations about fairness, the legal system, media coverage, and how different communities respond when controversial incidents occur. So as always, it's important, it's an important reminder that emotions can run high in cases like this, and people often have very different opinions. The goal is to look at the reactions and understand why so many people are paying attention. You know, over the past several weeks, social media platforms have been flooded with discussions surrounding Karmelo Anthony, and supporters are arguing that everyone deserves due processes and a fair legal process regardless of public opinion. They say that too many people rush to conclusions before all the facts are presented in court. And many Black Americans who are following the case believe that justice means allowing the legal system to work fairly and without outside pressure. They are even arguing that every person accused of a crime has constitutional rights and deserves an opportunity to defend themselves. So one of the biggest themes appearing online is the concern about media narratives. Some supporters claim that media coverage can influence public perception before a trial even begins. They even point to previous cases where public opinion formed quickly and created divisions long before court proceedings were completed. And as a result, many activists and community members are encouraging people to focus on verified information rather than rumors circulating on social media. And at the same time, others have expressed sympathy for all individuals and families affected by the tragedy. They believe that seeking justice should never mean ignoring the pain experienced by others involved in the case. So this balance between accountability, fairness, and compassion is what makes discussions like this so complicated. What has surprised many observers is the level of engagement coming from ordinary citizens. Across various online platforms, people have been sharing their opinions, organizing discussions, and debating what justice should look like. Some supporters say that their involvement is about larger issues beyond a single case, and they see it as a part of a broader conversation about equal treatment under the law. And they argue that public attention should remain focused on ensuring that legal outcomes are based on evidence rather than public pressure. And others disagree disagree and believe that public scrutiny is necessary to maintain accountability. And this disagreement has created intense debates online, with people on all sides passionately defending their positions. And another interesting aspect of this story is how quickly information spreads in today's digital world. You know, years ago, many legal cases would receive limited attention outside local communities. Today, however, a single social media post can reach millions of people within hours. And this rapid spread of information often creates strong reactions before all facts are available. That reality has led many observers to call for patience. And they are arguing that while public discussion is important, final judgment should be based on evidence presented through the legal process rather than assumptions made online. And many Black Americans who are advocating for Karmelo Anthony are saying that their message is simple: let the facts be examined fairly and let justice follow the evidence. So whether people agree or disagree with that perspective, it is clear that the case has become part of a much larger national conversation. The reactions also highlight how trust in institutions varies among different groups. Some individuals have confidence that the legal system will ultimately reach the correct outcome. Others remain skeptical and believe public awareness is necessary to ensure fairness. And these differences in perspective help explain why emotions remain so strong. What everyone can agree on is that cases involving serious allegations carry enormous consequences for everyone involved. Lives are affected, families are impacted, and communities often find themselves divided over questions that do not have easy answers. And that is why many people are urging respectful discussions instead of hostility. And regardless of where someone stands politically or socially, most people support the idea that justice should be impartial, evidence-based, and applied equally to everyone. And as this story continues to develop, supporters and critics alike will undoubtedly keep watching closely for updates from the legal processes. And until more information becomes available, the debates are likely to continue both online and offline. For now, one thing is certain: the calls for justice surrounding Karmelo Anthony have become a major topic of discussion, and many Black Americans believe the outcome of this case will be closely examined as a measure of fairness and accountability. So what do you think? Should the public remain heavily involved in discussions surrounding high-profile legal cases, or should people wait until all court proceedings are complete before forming strong opinions? Just let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest discussions. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.